That's another thing. People get crazy about messing stuff up.
No.
I'm like, get on stage, man. You just have a good time. If you mess something up, you mess something. It's more important that you're having fun than it is to be perfect, I think. Perfect's nice, but if you ain't having fun, then people aren't having fun with you, you know what I mean? Legends never die. Like old soldiers, they just fade away. Legends never die. They will always live on some way. Hey, everybody. My name is Dave Mininberg, and I'm a singer-songwriter out of Northern Virginia, in a little town called Purcellville, Virginia. I'm a father. Love my dog. I got two wonderful daughters, a terrific wife. The one's in college, the one's going to finish high school this year. And they're just awesome. And I get compliments. The best compliment I get is when people tell me, I love your daughters, they're wonderful, and they're hard workers. From the second your kid's born, your whole life changes. I mean, I bawled when both my kids were born. You know, they'll understand it one day. You guys will understand it one day, but your kids are on your mind. Your family is on your mind. You know, that worry never goes away, but the sheer joy of it is that never goes away either. They say to me, you always talk about things that, you know, or when we were little, or you always bring up this, and it's because they're just the most wonderful moments in your life. And my wife, everybody loves my wife. I mean, she's easygoing. And, you know, she's going to Nashville with me, and the other guys' wives they're always like, "Oh, we love your wife. She's so nice. You know, when's she going to come again?" And so she's a realtor. By the way, if you want any real estate help, Virginia or West Virginia, Amy Mininberg. When I was a little kid, I actually played the drums for about a year, and then I picked up the saxophone, and I played that all through high school. And I was part of a group, a singing group in high school one year, and they did more show tunes, so I only did it for the 1 year, and then I got out of that. But then I went to college, and I had a little band, and we used to practice up in the choral room there. Started writing a little bit, did some poetry, and I was kind of getting into that, and I graduated, and I got out of music for a while, playing anyway, just got busy working. And but I did work at a really cool bar down in Miami called Tobacco Road, and Tobacco Road had all these great bands coming through. I got to hear Slash, and Jimmy Buffett got there, and one time up on the stage, we actually hung out with him one night. Working all the time, did teaching and built decks, cut lawns, worked in restaurants, did a lot of restaurant work. So right around late 20s or 30, I picked up the guitar, started playing that, and took lessons for about a year, and then I started playing in Charlestown, West Virginia. You know, my goal is that when people hear the songs I do, it connects with them somehow, you know, takes them away for a little while. Or, I mean, I write some serious songs too, and I like people to connect with that. But even the lighter stuff, which has been getting more of the airplay, you know, that it kind of takes you away for a little while. I mean, it's like a good book, you know, or a good movie. You sort of disappear in that for a while, and the rest of your life is on hold. And I think that's a great thing. If that's what happens when people are tuning in, then, you know, little mini vacation. You know, you need those in your life. It's that feeling you get when everybody's tuned in, you know, to you. But it's not just that they're giving you attention, it's that they're with you on this little journey or this little vacation. They're a part of it. Like, they're what brings you the energy. And I think what fuels me is ultimately when you get to be out on the stage or in front of people, and you're bringing them something that they enjoy. Like, I think by nature I'm a people person and a pleaser. Like, I like when people feel good. I mean, I think that's why I'm a teacher. You know, like, I remember when I was younger, people would say, "What do you want to do?" And I'd say, "I don't know." I mean, I had no idea what I wanted to do as a kid. But I always said, but I want to make a difference. I like making a difference in people's lives. And I think music does it. So I think that fuels a lot of it. If you're outside of music, I don't think you realize how much of a business. Somebody said to me once, or I read it somewhere, the better you get, the more you move up, the more you do. the less you actually, the more of your time is on the business side, and the less of your time is just playing music. For example, I cut back on how much I was playing, in part because of my family. I tried to keep to about 50 gigs a year. Now that the kids are older, like last year I probably did about 95. But the people, well, it's tiring. I mean, you work a full-time job, and teaching's a full-time job plus. It's not just during the day. You have grading. Kids want to communicate in the evening. I've always tried to be accessible in the evening. They have questions or they get stressed, and I always tell them, reach out if you have a quick question or something, so I can help you out. And then, of course, you like to support the kids, so you go to games. And then come Friday, you're getting off work, and then you're going to a gig. And then maybe, those weekends I have 3 gigs. And it's exhausting. And people say, oh, yeah, but you love it. I'm like, well, I do love it. But it doesn't mean it's not a job sometimes. I mean, it's still a job. I mean, the income has come in very handy over the years. As I've gotten better and I've gotten a bigger name, I make more money. But nothing, obviously, to get me rich. But it's hard work. And you don't have much time to write. And you don't have that's one of the reasons I go to Nashville. I do nothing but write. So if I can get 3 songs, not finished necessarily, but 3 good core of songs, then I can go home and finish them up. Where it's very, very difficult to find time, during a normal week. If I work all week, then play on Friday, what am I going to do? Get up on Saturday morning, start writing and practicing, and then go to my gig? I need some time for me too. I got to eat breakfast. I got to take the dog out. I like to work out. So it makes it difficult. And I will tell you, and I've heard people say this. Yeah, but they make so much money. You don't make squat. It's like actors and actresses. There's a small percentage of people that make a ton of money. Everybody else is like me, struggling. I got buddies in Nashville that are teachers. I got buddies up here. They're teachers. They drive Uber. They manage, like a Chick-fil-A. Very, very few people I know actually make their whole living. The old joke in Nashville is, what do you call a writer who just broke up with his girlfriend? Homeless. There's a lot of people that are somebody else is helping support them. A lot of people working in restaurants. So I feel fortunate as a teacher that, to some degree, it affords me the time. Like, they were trying to push me to be an administrator. I would have had to give up the music. Couldn't do that. So the other thing is, the last couple of years I've been sharing it with my students more. Last 4 or 5 years, I never used to do that. I didn't think they'd have any interest. Like, I'm this old dude doing old music. What the hell do they care? But so many of them like it. And then I see their T-shirts, the Stones or the Who or the Beatles or that stuff that was big before I was even listening to music. So it's before my time. So it's hard, but if it's your passion, you got to do it. It doesn't. You get tired. But it doesn't feel like work always when you love it. And of course, I can be real tired and then go to a gig and nobody's there. Now those days are tough. My friend Mark Allen Barnett has a song called "Playing for Tables and Chairs." And when you're playing for tables and chairs, you're trying to get through the gig. But when there's people there, man, they give you energy. You feel good. Have a couple beers and you're ready to roll, baby. So like, I've met people in Nashville because I met people up here who said, hey, I got a friend or I got a cousin or I got a brother or sister in Nashville. And then I go down and introduce myself to them, and because I know somebody. But I think for the goal for my channel would be to, grow my audience, hopefully connect with more people, hopefully create that sort of broader network. And ultimately my goal is to do more touring. And I do think this YouTube channel will give me an opportunity to hopefully bring my music to people around the country or maybe around the world. I got friends that tour all over. But somebody that's hearing it and sends to me, hey, I own a place, or hey, I have a connection and would love to have you come out and play our place. That would be really cool. And then to meet the people. So ultimately my goal is to travel and play. And that's what I want to do on my channel. Is I'm hoping people get inspired by what I do. And get excited, because other people inspire me all the time. When people, like for example, if I do a live show and people send me notes and say, hey, I love that song, or I could really relate, or that inspires me. Like, people inspire me, my students inspire me, my kids inspire me sometimes, you know, and so I think it's you create a cycle of inspiration. We work hard, and that doesn't mean you have to be, that doesn't mean you can't be critical, but it means that by your actions and your words, you make me want to be better, and hopefully by my songs, I make you want to either be better or enjoy things even more. Like, maybe the song triggers in you, you know what, I haven't done that, and now I want to do it. And so I think with the whole thing, with the channel and everything else, that's my goal. The more people respond to me in a good way, the more inspired I get to work harder and do more. And the more I work harder and do more and give more songs and share these ideas, then hopefully the more inspired people will be in return. Hey, thanks for tuning in. And we're going to be doing a lot more of this coming up, and send me your ideas. I'm going to read everything I can read, and send me what you like, hopefully. And hey, listen, if you don't like a song, it's okay to say it. Just maybe you could phrase it a little more politely, like that might not be commercially viable. I'll get the hint. But tune in. We're going to do a lot more with this. And I'd really like to get to know you guys, and hopefully you'll get to know me a little bit. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that button. You got to hit the subscribe button. The more subscribers I get, the more it'll help me, and then the more people I can get listening, and I do appreciate that. Share it with your friends. Send the links out, man. Anytime anybody sends a link out, if you send it to 20 people and one of them tunes in, and then they send it to 20 people and one of them tunes in, then that's all I can ask for. I appreciate that. So we'll see you guys soon. And again, keep looking for me. Just type in on the search word Dave Mininberg.